Joining the podcast is Danielle Krzyzaniak, who currently plays for Carmen Bucuresti, but also has her own fitness page. Tell me a little bit about that.
Do you want to hear about soccer first, or do you want to hear about fitness? Which one?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. So I guess we'll start with fitness because that came first. So yeah, like I started getting serious with fitness just when I stopped playing for a bit. Like I just got to JSU in 2019, I want to say, 2018, 19. And it was kind of my first time not playing at all. And so I was just like, I was missing that structure. I was missing getting coached. And then obviously like the physical activity part of it as well. So I started going to the rec center, just doing that every day. And I was
Which
practicing.
I might add,
Yeah,
JSU's rec center is by far
is
top notch.
amazing. Yeah, no, it's so good. And I want to say they like just built it the year I came in. So yeah, I just started going every day. And then on top of that, like I was practicing here or there with like the women's soccer team. And like I was doing what anyone does when they first start, like they're like joining all the fads and like seeing all the videos and believing everything they see. And then um I guess just like it's been a couple of years now and I've learned through just like trial and error and I don't know, I've learned to love it now. Like it's something that I really like can't go without. Um, and yeah, so like I started a fitness page when I really thought like, okay, I want to start documenting this. And now it's kind of turned into like I really enjoyed just like people I've met over it and it's turned into like a little community. Um, and so I would say like I'm still super into the fitness part of it. Um, but it's kind of more documenting my own journey and it's like I'm really getting into just like the making of the content and that kind of thing now. So yeah, I don't know. It's basically it's for me and it's great that like people follow it and like I have like my friends and family who support it and everything, but it's mainly for me and it's something to do, honestly. So yeah.
So what's the handle on Instagram and Twitter? Where can people find it?
So handle is just danny.k.fitness. Pretty simple. But yeah, and then I have my regular Instagram, which is pretty basic and boring. I'm not really on it anymore. So I'm trying to just like devote all my time to that fitness one right now.
There you go. Just grinding. I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
playing off of that, I'm gonna combine the two, soccer and fitness. Obviously, I'm not a soccer person, but I am
Mhm.
curious to know how do you guys get in shape? Because it's constantly running back and forth, up and down. I mean, you could argue that basketball is the same, but the soccer field is a lot bigger than a basketball court. I mean, soccer shape's got to be something, of its own.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's why I'm a goalkeeper. There's less running, but I would say just like preseason is crucial. And so, um, yeah, that's when you get like obviously all your conditioning in. I'm sure it's the same with you guys, maybe. Because when season comes around, you can't really afford to be having these like crazy conditioning practices, right? It does definitely make it easier when there's like a ball in front of you as well. You don't just think of it as running anymore. I would say like personally for me, because obviously I can't speak on like the people who run around on the field. Um, it's a different type of conditioning for me because it's like it's a lot of up and down. It's a lot of like quick little spurts. So for me, it's I mean, I would say the same thing. Like once the ball is in front of me, I honestly don't think about it. You don't think like it sounds weird to just say like your job is to like dive on the ground, Like you wouldn't do that if something wasn't in front of you. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I would just say like passion kind of overtakes and like like I don't really think of it as just like running or just like, you know, but
Well,
yeah,
well,
that's
as
what
you
I'd say.
mentioned, you're a goalkeeper, and I noticed on your scouting report it said one of your strengths is that you're really tall and you're able to pick out the corners. Obviously, like I said, I'm not a
Yeah.
soccer guy, but how important are those two traits, being able to pick out, being long and tall and being able to pick out the corners? I mean, you've coached and stuff, so you kind of know what recruiters are looking for.
Yeah, for sure. So I would say like especially as you get older and obviously like everyone's getting better, um, like corners are crucial because people are not just like drilling a random ball at they're like picking out the corners, right? They're like looking at your strengths and weaknesses and going based on that. And so, yeah, like I would say it's massive for me. Like I wouldn't necessarily say like height has is a massive advantage for me being a goalkeeper, but I wouldn't necessarily say it like makes it easier to get the corners for me because I've seen like 5 foot keepers get up there, or like get down there to the corners. Um, but yeah, like I would even coaching, it's something you look for, like how quick can they get there? What's their reaction like? Can they read that the player is going to be kicking even into the corner in the first place? Um, because yeah, like that's a big part of it as well, like just body language and reading if where the ball is even going to go and all of that. So yeah,
So you're obviously Canadian. Are you
yeah,
Toronto born and bred?
outskirts of Toronto, but I would like, have you been to Canada or no?
Well, like I told you, I've been to Detroit and just kind of looked at it from
Yeah.
across the water, so I don't know if we can
Okay.
count that or
So
not.
so we can say Toronto. It'd probably be the closest like city you would know.
Okay. Well, the reason I was
Yeah.
asking was I don't know, this might have been during the time period when me and you both were at JSU, but did you keep up
Mm.
with the Raptors when they won the finals?
Yeah, I was in Chattanooga at the time playing like my summer league soccer. And I made 5 of my friends come sit and watch the game with me and just like basically rub it in their face. But yeah, no, it was a good time. I wouldn't say I consistently keep up with them, but I definitely was in it during that time.
Well, like I said, we met while you were kind of helping coach there with the women's soccer team at Jacksonville State. Just kind of recap what your experience was like at JSU.
JSU was a good time. It was my first coaching experience, and the head coach and the assistant coach that I was working along with were amazing. I wouldn't have wanted anyone else to do it with. I'm still like in close contact with the head coach to this day. Like I would say he's a mentor at this point. And then again, like the girls were great. That was something that like was special to me, just being like close in age with the girls. It was nice to like, I don't know, kind of have that balance of like being able to be someone that they can relate to and confide in, but then also like, being their coach and doing the thing that I love and like watching them grow in that. So that was special. But yeah, it was a good time. That was my first time like being in Alabama. So yeah, it was cool. It was a good time.
Well, like I said, we were talking about the Raptors. Has soccer always been your sport growing up, or did you dabble with other sports?
I feel like any kind of like athletic kid, I kind of did like all of them, a little bit of all of them, but I competitively always did soccer.
So, who would you say have been some of your biggest soccer mentors throughout the years?
I wouldn't say like even I was trying to think about it before this podcast or before we got on, and honestly, I wouldn't say I have someone who's been like no one person comes to my mind that I've consistently kind of gone to over the years. I would say though, just like in the midst of like the season or wherever I am in life, like it's always been that coach that I'm under, or it's like my teammates, that I look up to and that like push me to be my best. But yeah, like I've had a lot of coaches over the time really like show me their support and show that they have my best interests at heart, whether that's like saying, look, like you need to like leave our team to go like better yourself. But yeah, like I don't have anyone specific that comes to my mind, honestly. Obviously, like my friends and family, but yeah.
Well, to wrap this up, you're currently playing for Carmen Bucurest, and
Mhm.
you were just playing for Chattanooga Red Wolves, and you won two Golden Glove Goalkeeper of the Year awards. What did those awards mean to you? And just kind of recap what your pro career has been so far.
So going to the awards, I would say it was big for me because I played at a very small school, like a little NAI school at Bethel University. And I did get a lot of like recognition there. I did like get a fair amount of awards there. However, like, you hear little school NAIA, like it doesn't really mean much to hear you got an award from there. So moving into like the WPSL, which is the semi-pro league in the States, it was yeah, like it meant something more to me being like, okay, like I'm playing against these like top D1 athletes right now, like I can do it. And it kind of gave me a little confidence boost there. So that was special. And even that league like has some amazing players. Like I'm someone that will always give credit to the other person, especially if I think that they deserve it. And so it was, yeah, again, like it was super special to watch those players and be like, oh my gosh, like I won something over them. That's insane, you know? Um, and then, yeah, going into like, this is my first professional experience. Um, and so it's been interesting. It's Romania, which I would have never guessed I would have ended up in Romania, but um, it's been interesting. Like it's been challenging, but it's been good challenging. Like I love my teammates. I'm supposed to actually be there right now. They're in preseason as we speak. However, my visa has not come in. So I'm just training and preparing all that I can. They're sending me like their workouts that they're doing. And so I'm doing that right now. But yeah, I'm ready to get back out there and for our second half of the season.
Well, Danny, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me. Good luck with getting your visa, and everybody go check out her
Thank
fitness
you.
page.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.